Bleed India with 1,000 cuts. That has always been the mantra that Pakistan seems to have followed. And even today, when it comes to Kashmir, which is bleeding again, those were the words that defined Pakistan's military doctrine in the 1980s back then. And today as well, it doesn't seem that much have changed. It rings out right from Pahalgam on the 22nd of April, 2025. 27 innocent lives were lost in a terror carnage, a massacre never seen like this before in Kashmir's Pahalgam, which is also known as mini Switzerland. It turned into a valley of death, where tourist spot that turned into a massacre site, and the meadows were stained red. Pakistan armed, Pakistan backed, and Pakistan sponsored terrorists captured it, all because they were strapped with body cams. They wanted to send proof, evidence of their action, of their monstrosity to their terror bosses sitting across the border. Sources tell your channel that the butchers of Pahalgam were armed with AK-47s and M4 Carbines, sophisticated weapons that they were carrying because they exactly knew what to do. Two of the Pakistani terrorists spoke in Pashtun as well. Two other locals are said to be from Bijbihara and Tral. Operating on the commands of the NIA's most wanted, Saifullah Sajid Judd, a Lashkar commander. Saifullah is a prodigy of Hafiz Saeed and a product of ISI's factory of terror. If you think he was operating in isolation, if you think that this was a lone wolf attack, think again. Because he was just the executor. He was backed and briefed and bankrolled by Pakistan Army sitting in Rawalpindi, whose chief, General Asim Munir, recently called out Kashmir as Pakistan's jugular vein. When it comes to the Pakistan Army chief, wearing and donning a uniform but commands a rogue army of terror backers, and as India mourns her dead, you know what exactly happened in Ankara. Do you know what happened when it comes to Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who thanked Turkey's Erdogan for his unwavering support on Kashmir issue? It's all falling in place. All of these pieces are coming together. And this seems to be exactly the consequence when it comes to families there. Innocent families, tourists who had come across to enjoy when it comes to the scenic beauty of Pahalgam, they had to undergo because the intel intercepts, now what we are getting to know in a breaking development, are suggesting a direct link between Pahalgam attackers and the terrorists based in Pakistan. Sources say there are digital footprints that have been traced as to the safe houses in Muzaffarabad and also in Karachi. And right after the attack, terrorists reportedly got in touch with their handlers who were operating from a safe house in Karachi and in Muzaffarabad. Testimonies and forensic analysis so far have confirmed that terrorists used military-grade weapons and communication devices, now indicating logistical support that came in from trained handlers. And this is no secret that terror groups like the Lashkar-e-Toiba, the TRF, get financial aid and logistical aid directly coming in from Pakistan. Pradeep Datta is there with us right now. Pradeep, there is no brainer here. Whose hand is behind, rather, when it comes to terror attacks in India and especially in Kashmir? Once again, Kashmir is bleeding and we know who's behind it.
The only person that has got the doubt about Pakistan involvement is Mahbooba Mufti, and that criminal silence is even more dangerous than gun violence. But everybody else knows that where from these terrorists came, and already the terror chatter that has been intercepted by Indian agency that clearly indicates that after committing this dastardly, brutal, cowardly act, what they did, they immediately called their handlers sitting in the safe house in Muzaffarabad and Karachi to inform them that mission has been accomplished. The unarmed civilians have been targeted because Pakistan's inter-service intelligence knows that their terrorists can't face Indian army. So the best option for them is to target innocent civilians. That is exactly what they did. A similar kind of a modus operandi was adopted several years back during 26/11 attack also. That time also, after accomplishing the task, they had informed their handlers sitting in Karachi and Muzaffarabad, and this time also they did the same thing. And you rightly said, frame by frame, they wanted to provide information about the dastardly attack to the people sitting across the border because they had got the body cam, because they wanted to tell them how they had been brutally killing those innocent civilians. And you can see, you rightly said, because if you start connecting the dot, it will not be wrong if I say this attack is handiwork of Rawalpindi headquarters, because they were the one who were responsible for this attack, because Asim Munir knows the credibility of the Pakistan army is all-time low. People are coming out of the street protesting against the army because they are angry with them. They feel that it should have been Imran Khan's government, not the government selected by them of Shehbaz Sharif. And the second thing is that already we have seen that how Balochistan Liberation Forces are targeting them in Balochistan. Even Taliban people are targeting them. So in order to divert attention from the problem back home, they wanted to do something bigger, something spectacular.
Because
so
Pakistan
that once again
is the only country there, or rather if we call it as a terror state, appropriately known as, cannot see, especially when it comes to peace and prosperity in Kashmir. Let's in the meantime talk about as far as India's response is concerned, because here we are looking to avenge this attack, and we will do that indeed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who had cut short his Saudi visit to take stock, where he's been getting minute-by-minute updates. Whenever he was in Saudi yesterday as well, the minute the attack happened, the information was shared by the Indian Prime Minister, by the Union Home Minister. And so Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who had rushed to Srinagar last evening, he's been there on the ground, holding back-to-back high-level meetings as well, and standing shoulder to shoulder with the victims of terror. He was seen holding meetings with the Lieutenant Governor, with the Chief Minister, with the high-ranking officials. Thereafter, he was also seen when it comes to paying homage, tribute to those who lost their lives, and also standing together when it comes to the grieving families, the kin, who are saying ke badla to ab rena padega. And this is the assurance that has come in no less from the Union Home Minister Amit Shah himself. Now, right after, when it comes to the attack site that has been cordoned off, and there are search operations that have been taking place, Amit Shah also made it a point that he will fly down to the attack site in Pahalgam, and he also assessed the situation over there. Let's get in a word from Bhavtosh as well, who is joining us right now. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh is also being constantly briefed by the services chief, the Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, the Navy Chief as well, the CD as well. All of them are being monitoring the situation from the front line, Bhavtosh. But right now, as far as the NIA's involvement in this terror case is also concerned, can you update our viewers, please?
Well, as of now, the case continues to be with J&K police, and J&K police is on ground. NIA team has visited the spot, but it's likely that, like in all previous big cases, NIA will be given the investigation, and NIA would be the lead investigating agency. The intel notes that have been accessed by Times Now clearly suggest two things. One, the resistant front is the main terror group that has carried out this attack, and there are four foreign terrorists that are involved, but they are not the only one who were involved in this dastardly terror attack, but there are at least two locals or Kashmiris who are involved in this. Importantly, the radio chatter about which Pradeep was talking about has been traced to Muzaffarabad as well as to Kashmir, to Karachi, and their handlers are Lashkar-e-Toiba militant. Now, this was intercepted by the Central Intelligence Agency as soon as the attack, the attack started at around 11 a.m. This first intercept was in fact tracked at that point of time. And then the second intercept happened at around 2:45, because the first PCR call that was made from the spot itself in Pahalgam was made by a woman who lost her husband at around 2:45 yesterday. Now, all this has been documented by the agencies. Now, importantly, as far as the funding of TRF and Lashkar-e-Toiba in the valley is concerned, these are being funded by Hawala operators. The other important aspect as far as this entire case is concerned is that in past 1 year, at least 60% of militants who have died are foreign terrorists. And one more important aspect as far as the probe is concerned, it's still less than 24 hours is concerned. And what they have pointed out and found is that military-grade weapons have been used. And the indiscriminate use of AK-47 have been done by them, and reconnaissance of this spot was done.
Cameras. I mean, this is something which is infuriating when we got that information. How well prepared they were, because they knew their targets, and this was as far as when it comes to well-planned terror attack that has been taken place in the heart of Pahalgam there. Letting you go, Pradeep and Bhavtosh, for now, because we call it just a plain simple attack. This is strategic. This is state-sponsored, this is systematic, cut in Pakistan's war of 1,000 cuts, and it is a time that the world actually understands what India time and again have been saying, that it is Pakistan which is the terror state, completely indicating and pointing fingers at our neighboring country. The chain of command that starts with the Pakistani army, Hafiz Saeed is the ideologue, Saifullah is the executor, and General Asim Munir is the strategic architect, and his carnage and his terror blueprint bears a military stamp. So India will not plead. India will pursue. India will smoke out hunt down those perpetrators. India will reply to Pakistan with 1,000 consequences that it will never forget. Let's introduce Mr. Arasan Singh, who is joining us here on the broadcast. Lalit Ambedkar is also connected with us. Amit Raina is with me in the studios here, and Major General Dhruv Katoch is also joining us here on the broadcast. Of course, talking about, it is infuriating to say the least. Arasan Singh, sir, we have been talking about this terror attack. It is close to almost 24 hours now. And the kind of information that has been coming in, the suspected terrorists, when it comes to the pictures that have been taken together, the sophisticated weapons, body cams, they were well armed. Who gave them these sophisticated weapons?
No, of course. I mean, Pakistan Army, this has been going on for very long, but the significant thing is that you have so far information about 4 people, two within the country and 2 from Pakistan. So, one minute. So you are absolutely right. I mean, any action that we envisage has to take this into consideration. There is somebody perpetrating the proxy war, and there are proxies who are carrying it out. So it has to be focused on both these both these segments. What you said is absolutely right. Let me tell you, you were absolutely right when you said this is strategic, and it is not only Pakistan's strategic objective in this attack, which is at work. It is also the Chinese. Why I am telling you this? There is a fierce war going on between IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe corridor, and your Belt Road Initiative. Both cannot coexist. I can tell you that much. So therefore, a lot of people said that Hamas, this entire, Gaza erupted because of this, IMEC thing. And now that is why one of the reasons they chose was that, when Mr. Modi was on the visit to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Also remember when you said strategic, I totally agree with you that Rana is here. Rana is here much against the wishes of the erstwhile deep state. I don't know if I'm correct in saying erstwhile deep state in the United States. Yes, they have their tentacles still. Rana's extradition is also one of the reasons. Then you have this, you are again absolutely right about this strategic aspect of it. Hamas leaders, addressing jihadis in POK on 5th January on the Kashmir Solidarity Day. And I'm told, ma'am, that one of the victims is also an Israeli. I'm not sure about it, but I'm told that one of the victims in this attack is also an Israeli citizen in this. So there are strategic aspects to it. So our response has to be both at at all levels, at diplomatic levels, at strategic levels, and of course, you have to kill jihad.
And at its root,
you have to kill jihad ideologically.
is also connected with us, so is Trinjoy. But right now, Amit Raina, when it comes to the attack that is about to be about 24 hours since this attack has happened, आप कहते हैं कि धर्म का कोई मतलब अगर आतंक का कोई धर्म नहीं होता है, लेकिन मारने वालों का जो मरता है उनका तो धर्म होता है. This is being visible there as far as this attack is concerned.
आतंक का धर्म होता है और पिछले 30 साल से we have seen in Kashmir, we have seen across country that terrorism has a religion. And if terrorism did not have a religion, they would have not asked the victims about their names. They would have not asked them to remove their clothes. They would have not seen their hands, whether they are wearing the kaleva or not. There would have not been slogans in Kashmir. Kashmir mein kya chalega? Nizam-e-Mustafa. Kashmir mein rehna hoga, Allahu Akbar कहना होगा. We want Kashmir without Kashmiri men, but with Kashmiri Pandit women. So it is a lie saying that terrorism does not have a religion. Over last 35 years, India has lost 25,000 civilians in terror-sponsored attacks by Pakistan. We have seen more than 150 incidents happening in last 30 years sponsored by Pakistan. The motto of Pakistan army is jihad. It is an official motto. Jihad il-Sabila is there. And what does jihad? Jihad is killing of non-Muslims. This motto was incorporated by Ziaul Haq once he brought in the theory of 1,000 cuts to bleed India. In
Well,
last
that's the point.
last
Yes.
2 years, in last 2 years, we have seen almost 70% of the casualties that have happened in Jammu and Kashmir belong to one particular religion, and that is Hinduism.
And that is the, when it comes to spine-chilling testimonies that have been coming in mainly from women and children who were singled out, who were asked to move away. And they have been saying that right before their eyes, their husbands, their partners were killed. Now, when it comes to Pakistan's Bleed Bharat plan, this is the information that is also being shared by Srinjoy. Will get you the big inside track that is now coming in from POK. According to sources, what we are learning that there are over 120 active terrorists in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Sources saying that more than 40 launch pads are active in POK. 35 terrorists are said to be active in North Kashmir. Also, sources suggesting that over 100 terrorists are active in Jammu as well. Now, this is as far as the approach is concerned, Srinjoy, because we are looking at a certain pattern in it. And more the terrorist number that will be seen or being said are active in Jammu. We've also seen that mainly when it comes to the rise in terror activities have also been reported in Jammu.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There are several things here to consider. It appears that the Pakistanis jihadi elements have decided that their focus of attack should be south of the Pir Panjal, which is why you have so many terrorists in that area opposite the Jammu area. That's the first thing. Second is the fact that the number of infiltration attempts that have been made in the last 6 months in that area have been over 50. That is almost unprecedented. Also, if you look at the number of terrorists in India, there are about 115 or so. Yes, 75 are in the valley, and which is where it's easier to hide. But 50 are in that Jammu area. That too is something to be worried about. Also, keep in mind that infiltration has continued, and apparently a lot of it is happening through the IB, the international border. And at this point, if there are, let's say, 125 terrorists
and
in
Srinjoy,
India,
deep infiltration that we are talking about, because as far as when it comes to this entire belt is concerned, it is far from the LOC. Where we are looking at how deep is this infiltration that has taken place, where there are Pakistani terrorists who are going about with their sophisticated weaponry and armed with body cams are on a killing spree. Imagine how deep infiltration it is as this is taking place with regards to the Pahalgam attack. And the victims here are concerned. There are multiple victims. Many of the families who just came out there to enjoy, to have a good time, many of them were newlyweds as well. They just came out to witness when it comes to Pahalgam, also known as the mini Switzerland of India. And what exactly happened now, because there are lifeless, mortal remains that would be coming back home to their kin, to their loved ones. Manjunath is one such example. His family, hailing from Shimoga there in Karnataka, and they are joining us live right now. Their pain, Manjunath's family is with us. Can you hear us? Sir, can you hear me? Mr. Manjunath's family is connected with us. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Madam,
I believe his mother is also connected with us. Ashwin ji, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam.
Ashwin ji, I know this is a very difficult time for you and your family, and our condolences, because this is something that has shocked everyone. We are outraged. The entire country is outraged. Can you tell us? I'm sure that this would be very painful for you and your family to recall what has happened with Mr. Manjunath and with his family as well, who were out there enjoying a trip to Pahalgam. Can you tell us what had happened when you received the information of a terror attack in Pahalgam? Mr. Ashwin.
We were
we were greatly shocked, ma'am. And it is very hard to believe still now. We are not able to believe this news. So we are waiting for his arrival. It is very hard and it is very difficult to believe still now. We are still in a shock.
Mr. Ashwin, what was the information that you received when you received the phone call? What was exactly told to you?
One of Mr. Manjunath's friend told me, he called me yesterday at around 4 p.m. and he told the news, ma'am, that Manjunath is no more. But then later I called Pallavi also, wife of Manjunath sir, and I spoke to her. She also confirmed the news.
Are you in?
It was around 4 p.m. yesterday, ma'am.
Are you? Is your mother also able to speak at this point? We do not want to disturb her, but if she is willing to speak.
Very much, very much.
What is Pallavi now saying?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam? Pardon?
What does your mother have to say as far as this attack is concerned? Because this news, as you say, is shocking to say the least. Nobody has been able to overcome this incident at all. And it's painful to watch your mother to be in such a deep state of shock.
She is my mother-in-law actually, ma'am. She is still in the shocking mode, and yesterday also we just told her that Manjunath is hospitalized only, and at the late night we told her what happened exactly. Still it is very difficult to believe all those happened yesterday. She is in a great shock, ma'am.
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful, but if she is in a way that she can tell us when she last spoke to Mr. Manjunath, if she can tell us?
Kannada, only Kannada.
Yes, ma'am.
She will talk in Kannada, madam.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
okay?
Absolutely fine. No problem. You can speak in Kannada. Mr. Ashwin, if you can translate that for us, it will be grateful.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Yes, sir.
She will. Okay, she will, ma'am.
ಅವರು 18ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾನು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೂ ಟಿ ವಿ ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದ ಥರ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರು ಹೊರಟರು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮೊನ್ನೆವರೆಗೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಥರ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅವತ್ತು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸ್ಯಾಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಮಗೆ ತಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೆ.
Mr. Ashwin, can you tell us what she's saying?
Madam, my mother-in-law is telling that, Manjunath and his family left Shimoga on 18th this month, and they planned for a 5 days Kashmir trip actually, and all went right till the yesterday's incident. Very much they were very much enjoyed the tour. Everything was perfect, and she was in constant touch with Manjunath and his family. Every day they called, and they were saying that everything is all right now. Earlier my mother-in-law was not ready to send them to Kashmir trip, but they convinced that everything is okay now, everything is fine, and so they planned the trip and executed it. And when the news came, she is in a great shock, and still she is not able to believe that he is no more, ma'am.
Ashwinji, if you can ask her that why was she reluctant? Did she have any doubts? Why was she asking her son and his family not to visit Kashmir?
There were many news in the previous days that these things happen, ma'am. There were many news in earlier days, that's why. And in media also, in many movies also, these things were portrayed. So that's why she was not willing for the trip.
Has, if you can, your mother-in-law can speak on this, if it is not too difficult, over what she had told Mr. Manjunath before leaving, because it seems that she was reluctant. She didn't want her son to go.
No, ma'am. Ultimately, she also said okay, and she blessed them while going.
Our condolences.
He convinced her.
Our condolences to you, Mr. Manja, to your family as well.
First 3 days
Yes.
went very well, and by all these, yeah, ma'am.
She didn't
Okay, ma'am.
want
Okay.
her son to go on that Kashmir trip, but he convinced her. They went on a trip to Kashmir, and he's going to come back as a mortal remain back to his hometown as far as being one of the victims of the terror attack that happened in Pahalgam. Our condolences with you, Mr. Ashwin, and to Mr. Manjunath's mother as well. Thank you very much for taking out your time and speaking to us on Times Now. Thank you. The death toll has now gone up to 28.